Season 3 opens by revisiting the end of Season 2, where guards executed a player before approaching Chad. Chad begged for his life, pleading, "I have a little daughter, please don't kill me." A guard shot him in the stomach, but a female guard whispered, "If you want to live, play dead." Chad closed his eyes, and she declared him dead. A short time later, guards were removing the bodies of the deceased players, including Chad. The other guards were pleased, anticipating a good harvest of organs from his body. They placed a cross on his makeshift grave and praised the female guard, May, for her efficiency. "It's a good thing if his organs can save someone's life," May said. "I've spoken to the Black Mask. I want to join your group now." The guard agreed. Meanwhile, Junho discovered that a man from his team was missing. Another team member, Cammy, suggested he probably got drunk and fell overboard. Tom, another crewmate, confirmed this, saying he hadn't seen the man with Cammy late last night. Everyone was worried, as that very man was their drone operator. Their leader decided to hire a new one, and they prepared to head back. Just then, Sung regained consciousness and found himself back in the game, surrounded by the other surviving players. Gong, Park, and the others were relieved to see him alive. But Sung was devastated. So many of the people who had stood with him were gone. Kat told him that she and Lee were the only other survivors from their group. The memory of his friends' deaths overwhelmed him. The guards returned, displaying the new, massively increased prize money on the overhead screen. Seeing the fortune, Uncle John and his followers were thrilled. They were about to start the vote on whether to continue the games when Sung snapped. He exploded with rage at the organizers for leaving him as the sole survivor of his alliance and charged at the guards. They quickly subdued him, pinning him to the ground. Defeated, he broke down and cried, giving up all hope. Watching this from his monitor, the front man, In-ho, was quite pleased. He then spoke with Cammy, who informed him that Junho's team was getting close. In-ho ordered him to keep them away and to kill them all if necessary. Cammy agreed, and soon after, he abandoned Tom, Junho, and the rest of the crew on a remote shore. Back at the game facility, Sung was tied up, refusing to participate in the vote. The remaining players cast their ballots. With most of Sung's alliance dead and John's team eager to continue, the vote passed overwhelmingly. The games would go on. The next game was scheduled for the following day. In-ho then contacted the Black Mask and told him to begin preparations for the VIPs. Chad's body was sent down to a lower-level room. May was walking with a guard who asked her, "Did you kill someone in North Korea to end up here?" May didn't answer. The guard then told her he wanted to sleep with her. They continued walking. In the main dorm, John publicly blamed Sung for the other players' deaths, claiming Sung used them to survive and was the only one left as a result. John's followers applauded him, while Sung sat in misery. Cheney, a religious fanatic, taunted him, "You're not here by choice. You're here because of the ghosts of your dead friends. And you'll die here too." She laughed maniacally. Sung lunged and grabbed her by the throat, but her followers quickly pulled him off. In the lower-level room, May met with the other guards. She revealed that Chad was a gift from her and that she was now on their team. They would all be working together. May took off her mask. A doctor was also present, preparing to harvest Chad's organs. Suddenly, May killed a guard, took his gun, and started shooting them one by one. She turned to the guard who had propositioned her earlier. "In North Korea, my boss wanted to sleep with me," she said. "So I killed him." Then, she shot him dead. Only the doctor was left alive. May ordered him to treat Chad, and he fearfully agreed. Upstairs, the players were given their meals. A player gave Danny his food, as she was pregnant with his child. Kat, Gong, and Park brought food to Sung, trying to comfort him. They told him he wasn't wrong for trying to save them. Kat apologized for failing to get the magazines up to the guards during their rebellion, but Park corrected her. "Kat, it's not your fault. Lee got there first and hoarded all the magazines. That's why no one upstairs got any weapons and why they were killed. It's all Lee's fault. If Mom hadn't stopped you, you'd be dead too." Gong urged Sung to take care of himself. But as she spoke, Sung spotted Lee, the man responsible for his friends' deaths. In that moment, Sung decided he had to kill Lee. Meanwhile, Junho was marking potential game islands on a map. Tom brought him a drink and asked about Cammy. "He saved my life on the island," Junho explained. "He's been helping me search for the games ever since. He's a good guy." "Why do you ask?" "I saw him outside last night," Tom replied. "He had a screwdriver. I suspect he's the one who killed our drone operator. He doesn't want us to find that island. I'm sure of it. Something's wrong. He probably had the screwdriver for protection," Junho reasoned. "I trust Cammy completely. Besides, you used to drink with the man who died all the time. We need to leave on time tomorrow, so go get some rest." Tom reluctantly agreed and left. That night, as the guards stood watch, Sung stared at Lee, not sleeping a wink. As morning broke, Lee noticed Song glaring at him. Soon after, the players were led forward and shown the corpses of those who had died. The sight was a grim reminder of their reality. They were then brought into a room for the next game. A machine dispensed red and blue balls, and the players were instructed to pick one, dividing them into 2 teams. One by one, they chose their color until 2 groups were formed. The game was announced: hide and seek. Team Blue would hide. Team Red would hunt them down and kill them. Each member of Team Red had to kill at least one person to survive. If they failed by the time the clock ran out, they would be eliminated. Every member of Team Blue was given a key. These keys could open various doors in the arena, providing hiding spots. One of these doors was a special exit that would lead them to victory. Their goal was to find that door. Team Red, on the other hand, was given knives. John was furious. The odds seemed stacked against his team. But the guards announced a twist. They could persuade players from the other team to switch sides. Song looked down at the knife in his hand. Lee was on the other team. He could finally get his revenge. Lee, seeing the look in Song's eyes, was terrified. Meanwhile, Junho's team was preparing to leave with their new drone operator. He got a call from Tom, who said he wasn't coming. He needed to find out more about Cammy. Junho had to accept it. Malsu approached Jerry. They had both been on Thanos' team in a previous game. Malsu confessed that he was the one who had killed Jerry's friend. Jerry stared at him, and Malsu knew from his eyes that Jerry had witnessed it. Jerry wanted to kill Malsu for what he did, but he was frozen. Malsu taunted him, calling him a coward because, even filled with rage, he couldn't do a thing. Jack was talking to Danny. He begged her to let him switch to Team Red. His plan was to get his kill quickly, then come back and protect her. He promised he would save them both, his love and their unborn child. Danny agreed. They switched teams. Danny now had to hide on Team Blue, while Jack had to kill someone on Team Red. Gong and her son, Park, faced a similar dilemma. Gong couldn't bring herself to kill anyone, so Park chose to join Team Red. He would get his kill and then protect his mother. "Son," Gong said, "you always got beaten up at school." Park retorted, "Mom, you took beatings from Dad your whole life. We're in the same boat. But I'm young, so it's better if I go to Team Red." Gong accepted her son's decision. Uncle John was panicking. No one wanted to switch with him to be on the hunting team. He approached Song, but one look at the rage in Song's eyes sent him scurrying away. Song noticed Lee was also trying to convince people to switch, but no one was listening to him. Lee then saw Song glaring at him and stormed over. "Why do you keep staring at me all day?" he yelled. "If we had joined John's team, we'd be safe. You're the one who led us to fight the organizers. It's your fault everyone died." A guard stepped in and stopped Lee before it escalated. The game began. Team Blue was sent into the arena first to find their hiding spots. They arrived in a massive, maze-like structure filled with countless doors. Everyone split up to search for the special exit. Gong and Kat decided to stick with Danny to protect her because she was pregnant. Outside, Malsu started praising Jack for the stylish way he had killed Thanos. He proposed they team up and take everyone down together in the arena. Jack agreed. Team Red entered the maze. Song moved forward, his mind set on one thing: revenge. Episode 2 begins with Chad regaining consciousness. A doctor had saved him, but right then, May killed the doctor. She put on her guard mask so Chad wouldn't recognize her, and then disguised Chad in the dead doctor's mask and uniform to get him out. Meanwhile, Team Red had entered the game arena. A 30-minute timer started. Everyone set out to find their prey. Malsu took out the cross he'd stolen from Thanos, pulled out some drugs from a hidden compartment, and consumed them for a surge of energy. He and Jack set off together, united by their shared hatred for Thanos. Elsewhere, Sung was hunting for Lee, who was desperately running for his life. Cheney, the fanatic, led her followers forward in the name of Jesus, completely oblivious to the real danger. John used his key to open a door and found another player inside who was struggling to open the next door with his key. When John helped him, they realized that each key was marked with a square, circle, or triangle, corresponding to the locks on the doors. This was the same realization Kat, Gong, and Danny had. Between the three of them, they had one of each key, meaning they could open any door. They were thrilled. Gong and Danny, trusting Kat completely, gave her all 3 keys for safekeeping. Song began his search for Lee. He spotted someone who looked like him and gave chase. The man opened a door that led to a sheer drop, a dead end. Song grabbed him, ready to kill him, but realized it wasn't Lee, just a boy who looked like him. He let him go. Just then, he saw the real Lee below him, who had once again managed to escape. By now, Malsu and Jack had cornered a player. Malsu was eager to kill him, but Jack stopped him. "If you kill him, you pass and can leave me behind. I don't trust you. We kill him together. Then we find another one and kill him together. That way we both pass." Malsu liked the idea, and together, They murdered the man. As they left, Jerry emerged from a nearby room where he had been hiding. He saw Thanos' cross, which Malsu had dropped near the body. Inside, 2 pills were still left. Jerry took one, swallowing his fear along with it. Elsewhere, Kat was leading her group when Danny fell down a flight of stairs, injuring her leg. The other 2 helped her up, but they were suddenly confronted by another player. The man said he would spare them if they let him kill either Gong or Danny. Kat stepped forward and the 2 began to fight. Using her military experience, Kat killed him on the spot. The 3 continued on. Meanwhile, Jack and Malsu had claimed another victim. Jack now set off to find Danny. Looking for your girl? Malsu smirked. Jack grabbed him and threatened him. Malsu quickly apologized. I won't touch her, he promised. But we should kill more people. The prize money will increase, and it'll make the next games easier for us. For the sake of the money, Jack agreed. The 2 of them would now hunt down and eliminate everyone on Team Blue. Just then, another player attacked Lee, stabbing him in the leg. Lee managed to knock the man unconscious and take his knife, but his leg was badly injured. Kat and Gong helped Danny into a room to tend to her injured leg. And right there, her water broke. They decided they had to deliver the baby right there in that room. Park found a man hiding in another room. The man was terrified. Park moved in for the kill, but the man overpowered him, beat him, and was about to kill Park with his own knife when another player intervened, killing the attacker. Now safe, that player simply walked away. Cheney and her gang approached a room. She went inside, then immediately screamed and ran out in terror. From inside the room, Malsu and Jack emerged and began slaughtering her followers one by one. Cheney ran for her life and collided with Lee. She scrambled away in another direction, only to run right into Song. He was radiating pure rage. Terrified, Cheney started begging for her life. Lee went to the right, she stammered. He's bleeding. He couldn't have gone far. Song headed in that direction, following the trail of blood. Cheney stumbled into another room and found it, the special exit door to victory. But her heart sank when she saw it required all 3 types of keys, square, circle, and triangle, to be used at once. Defeated, she went back outside and started collecting keys from the dead bodies, making marks on the walls so she wouldn't get lost on her way back to the special room. John saw Malsu and Jack approaching and quickly pretended to be dead next to a corpse. Malsu mocked him, but Jack wanted to move on, saving John's life. Just then, Cheney went to take a key from John, and he grabbed her. She started manipulating him again in the name of Jesus, leading him towards the special door so they could both escape. By now, Danny had given birth to a baby girl. Kat and Gong were overjoyed. Gong took out a small knife hidden in her hair and cut the baby's umbilical cord. Danny held her baby, her heart filled with joy. But their happiness was short-lived. A man entered the room. Kat grabbed a knife and fought him, the struggle spilling out into the hallway. She was badly wounded, but she managed to kill him. As she did, Kat realized the room they had fought in contained the special door. She used the 3 keys to open it. They could win. She rushed back to tell the others the good news, but as she did, someone stabbed her from behind. It was none other than Jack. Jack saw Danny and his baby. Malsu was approaching. Jack quickly shut the door and the 2 of them left. Gong and Danny were devastated by Kat's death. She had died saving them. Kat found the way out. Gong told Danny, "It must be nearby, but the baby's crying will attract others. We have to leave now." Danny agreed. Meanwhile, Song had found Lee hiding behind a door. Lee begged for forgiveness. "I shouldn't have said those things to you. I'm a loser. I was never even in the military. Please, forgive me. I wanted to bring the magazines up, but I got scared. That's why I didn't." Song grabbed him, blaming him for everyone's death. As he was about to kill him, Lee attacked Song and took his knife. Elsewhere, Cheney and John had also found and opened the special door. As they were about to exit, John shoved Cheney back inside, grabbed a key from her, and left her to die. Cheney screamed curses at him. Just then, Jerry entered the room, asking about Malsu. Cheney was terrified, but then Jerry started to cry. "You're such a coward," Cheney sneered. "You'll never amount to anything." In that moment, Jerry saw Malsu and Cheney, taunting him, calling him a coward. He snapped. He stabbed Cheney over and over, killing her. When he saw her dead body, he was horrified by what he'd done. Lee held the knife to Song. "This is all your fault," he screamed. "You played the hero and led us all to our deaths. You were the only one who came back. Maybe that was your plan all along, to take all the money for yourself." Enraged, Song attacked Lee. The 2 fought fiercely, until Song choked the life out of Lee, killing him right there. Watching on his monitor, Inho smiled. Gong and Danny found the special door, but Park was there. He had come to kill Danny to save himself. Gong blocked his path. "Mom, I haven't killed anyone yet," Park pleaded. "If I don't kill someone, I'll die." Then kill me, Gong said. She was old. She wanted to save Danny, the baby, and her son. But Park refused and pushed his mother aside. He grabbed Danny and was about to kill her when, from behind, Gong stabbed Park with a knife. Her son looked at her, his face a mask of pain and betrayal as he collapsed. Gong rushed to hold him, hugging her dying son. "I'm sorry," he whispered. He was gravely wounded. Gong was consumed by grief for her son, but just then, the game clock ran out. Guards entered the room and shot Park, ending his life. Song now held himself responsible for everyone's death. He was about to take his own life, but the guards knocked him unconscious. And with that, the incredible episode 2 comes to an end. Episode 3 begins as the bodies of the dead are being removed. As the guards check the players, one of them suddenly attacks a guard. Another guard rushes in to save him. There were 4 of them, and they had all revealed their faces. They were all Russians, and they weren't guards at all. They were VIPs, who had come disguised as guards to enjoy the game from the inside. The 4 of them then headed upstairs. A short time later, Jack watched as the few survivors returned to the main hall. He looked for Danny, but couldn't see her. Malsu was frantic. His drug locket had likely fallen somewhere in the game arena. He tried to tell the guards, but they told him to stay put. That cross was now in Jerry's possession. Just then, Danny and Gong arrived, carrying the baby. The guards and the other players were stunned. No one yet knew that Jack was the father. Song, numb with grief, no longer seemed to care about the game. Meanwhile, May brought Chad upstairs, disguised in the mask of Dr. Number 16, and explained to him how the guards live in their quarters. Danny began to breastfeed the baby. The guards arrived and announced the number of dead. Only 25 players remained. The prize money had once again skyrocketed. And now, it was time for another vote. All the VIPs met with In-ho. They told him they'd had a fantastic time playing as guards. One of the Russians, who had arrived late in his private chopper, was particularly enthusiastic. They all praised In-ho's games. He was pleased, and they all raised a glass to him. Meanwhile, Tom called Jun-ho. He had discovered that no one in the local shipping community knew anything about Cammy or his friend, on whose ship the other team was supposedly searching for the island. This was strange, given their supposed fish business. Just because nobody knows them doesn't mean Cammy killed the drone operator, Jun-ho argued. Maybe, Tom conceded, but I'm going to find out more. Be careful around him. Jun-ho agreed. The VIPs were watching the vote live. They found it amusing that the game could end at any moment. 16 players still want to continue, In-ho said. They've gotten used to killing. This game won't be ending anytime soon. The voting began. Most players stuck to their previous choices. A few switched, but others took their place, so the vote to continue the game steadily climbed. Gong began to plead with the others. A baby was now in the game. She offered them all of her prize money if they would just end it. But they ignored her and continued to vote to play. Down below, the real guards discovered that many of their colleagues were dead, and that Dr. Number 16 was still alive, posing as a guard in his room. Just then, May gave Chad the key to room 16 and told him to go there. With 16 votes, the game was set to continue. Gong and Danny were heartbroken. The baby started to cry. Gong took her and walked away. Danny wasn't speaking to Jack, who had killed Kat. The VIPs mocked Gong. They found the suffering of the poor to be highly entertaining. The fact that she had essentially killed her own son for a stranger's baby was, to them, hilarious. The Black Mask was informed about the dead guards. The suspicion fell on guard number 16, who had seemingly fled. But when the Black Mask checked, he saw guard number 16 resting in his room. Elsewhere, Jun-ho spotted an island on the drone feed. The place looked familiar. Cammy told him not to go there, but Jun-ho insisted. Gong was taking care of Danny, ensuring she had enough to eat. Danny apologized for what happened to Park. "You need to live for your baby now," Gong told her. "Take care of her." Danny agreed. The Black Mask ordered a check on number 16, but May grabbed him from behind. "Did you kill them?" "Why?" he demanded. "They were a threat to me," May replied. "Just like you are now? I can kill you too. If you don't want that to happen, I want to leave this island with number 16. I know the VIPs are here. It wouldn't be good if they sense trouble. It's your decision." The Black Mask agreed to her terms. Jun-ho arrived at the island. He remembered being here before. In-ho had captured him. He remembered his brother, In-ho, shooting him. He told his team the game island must be nearby. Cammy overheard them. That night, Gong went to see Song. "You blame yourself for your friend's death," she said. "This life is so cruel. Bad people are always happy, while good people like us suffer. My son was a gentle soul. His friends cheated him, and he was beaten by debt collectors. One night, he drank too much, and I told him, 'I wish you were dead.' And so, he tried to commit suicide. But he survived even that. That day, I felt so horrible for what I said. I felt like I had killed my own son. And in the end, that's what I had to do. Sung was deeply saddened. Gong was broken by the guilt of killing her son. You came here to save everyone, she pleaded. Please, help me save Danny and her baby. I've lost the will to live, Sung said quietly. I'm not the man I was. That baby has done nothing wrong, Gong insisted. She was just born into this cruel game because of bad luck. Please, save her. I'm begging you. Meanwhile, Tom and his partner arrived at Cammy's house. He was going inside to look for evidence and told his partner to keep watch. Inside, he found a dog tied up on a chain. Ignoring it, Tom entered the house and began searching. In her room, May was given a meal. With it was the key to a boat. She and Chad were to escape the next day. The Black Mask, however, ordered his guards to go back and properly check all the dead bodies in the morgue. They agreed. A short time later, the guards brought a coffin into the player's dormitory. Sung watched in horror as he realized Gong had taken her own life. He was devastated. Danny, holding her baby, was also heartbroken. Gong had been taking care of them both. Jack, too, was worried for his family. In that moment, Sung decided he would help Danny. The guards went down to the morgue and found the real doctor's body. They discovered that player 246 was the one wearing the mask of number 16. They reported this to the Black Mask, who immediately began pulling up all information on player 246. At Cammy's house, Tom found several photos of Cammy with both the front man and the salesman. Tom recognized the salesman. Just then, the dog broke free and went to attack Tom, who shot and killed it on the spot. His partner outside was asleep. As Tom was leaving, he noticed a door hidden under the doghouse. Inside, he found that Cammy had stashed a large amount of cash. He also found a Squid Game guard's uniform and mask. Suddenly, police officers appeared and arrested him. He was devastated. On the island, morning came. The players were told to prepare for the 5th game. Danny left her baby behind, planning to come back after the game, but she began to cry. She couldn't leave her. She took the baby with her. Everyone moved forward. Danny's leg was in terrible shape. Give me the baby, Sung said. Danny refused, but Sung insisted he would take good care of her. Danny finally relented and gave the baby to Sung. The VIPs were watching, shocked. One of them had placed a bet on Danny, and the others began to mock him. This girl is a mother, the VIP retorted. And a mother can do anything. Inho then showed them the design for the next game. It featured 2 large dolls. Danny confessed to Sung, I was going to get rid of the baby, but then I decided to live for her. Now I'm stuck in this game. Gong, Cat, Park, they all died because of me. And now my baby's life is in danger. Son, Sung said gently, using a term of endearment, it's not your fault. This game is designed to trap people like us. I have a little daughter, too. I wasn't always there for her. But I promise you, I will not let anything happen to this baby. Danny smiled, relieved. They moved forward together. The VIP who bet on Danny was furious. With her injured leg, there was no way she could survive this game. Then, another VIP had an idea. If her baby is in the game, she might be motivated to do something. The others loved it. They decided to make the baby a player in the game. Soon, all the players stood before the 2 dolls, between which was a thick metal rope and a broken bridge. The game was announced, jump rope. They had to cross the bridge while avoiding the swinging rope. They had 20 minutes. Anyone could go first. Sung saw that Danny's leg was so swollen, she couldn't even walk, let alone jump. The metal rope began to swing, the sound striking fear into everyone's hearts. Malsu looked down and saw the huge drop below. I promised I'd help you, Sung told Danny. We'll leave the baby here, and after the game, we'll come back for her. A guard stepped forward. Anyone still here after 20 minutes will be eliminated. Sung erupted in anger, but the guards aimed their guns at him, forcing him to back down. They insisted that the baby must also cross the bridge. The VIPs were loving the drama. Time was ticking away, but no one dared to move. Danny told Sung he had to get the baby across, no matter what. Sung tried to figure out a way. Jerry approached Malsu, who was starting to panic without his drugs. Jerry showed him the cross. Malsu begged him for a pill. Jerry threw the cross onto the middle of the bridge. Go get it, he said, and then called Malsu a coward. To prove him wrong, Malsu leaped forward, jumping over the rope again and again. He made it to the bridge and retrieved the cross. But when he opened it, it was empty. Defeated, Malsu accepted his fate. The rope hit him, and he fell to his death. The sight terrified everyone. Jerry now faced his own fears with the last remaining pill. Sung strapped the baby to his chest. I'll take the baby to the other side, and then I'll come back for you, he promised Danny. All 3 of us will survive. He moved past the other players. The VIPs were confused. This man was a little crazy, coming back to the game just to die. Sung stepped onto the bridge, dodging the swinging rope. He reached the broken section and leaped across the gap. He then ran as fast as he could and made it to the other side. The other players cheered, and the VIPs went wild. Inspired by Song, the other players began to cross. Song wanted to go back for Danny. One by one, players were making it across the bridge. Then, a player named Mark started throwing the players behind him off the bridge, one by one. Song watched in shock. This is where the real fun is, Mark yelled. And with that, the thrilling episode 3 comes to an end. Episode 4 begins with Mark proclaiming, "The two of us will survive, and we'll split the money." He continued to throw player after player off the bridge. Half of them died from sheer terror. The VIPs were loving every second of it. John was trapped on the bridge, terrified. Mark taunted him, telling him to come forward so he could kill him. But Sung stopped Mark from behind, threatening to throw him off. Mark backed away, and Sung helped John and a few others to safety. He saw Danny and Jack talking. "We have to cross the bridge for the baby," Jack urged. "No," Danny refused. "I know you're angry with me," Jack said, "but we have to save ourselves first." "You killed Kat for money," Danny accused him. "Kat saved me and my baby, and you killed her with my own knife." "I didn't know she was with you," Jack pleaded. "I just wanted to save you and the baby." Danny showed him her injured leg. "Can you carry me across?" she asked. Jack's face fell. He knew he couldn't make it across the bridge with her. "That baby is mine, and mine alone," Danny said firmly. "You stay away from her." Heartbroken, Jack walked away. Sung had been watching them. Mark snuck up behind him to attack, but the two began to fight. Sung threw Mark onto the bridge, and the rope knocked him to his death. Sung had saved the remaining players. He wanted to go back for Danny, but she stopped him. "Don't come back," she called out. "If something happens to you, who will take care of my baby? I want to save her too." Sung was devastated. Danny had decided to sacrifice herself. To save her baby, she jumped from the bridge to her death. Sung was overwhelmed with grief. The game was over. Meanwhile, May and Chad, following the Black Mask's orders, were allowed to leave the island. They made their way to the shore. The VIPs were absolutely thrilled by the game, especially because of the baby. Now that the mother was dead, they considered eliminating the baby as well. But one VIP argued, "That baby won the game. She must continue to play. We can let her take her mother's place." Everyone agreed to make the baby player 222. In-ho, seeing the potential for even more excitement, approved the decision. Sung was now taking care of the baby. Jack watched him from a distance. The guards arrived and announced that 16 players had died. The prize money was now divided among the 9 survivors. "There are only 8 of us," John pointed out. The guard explained that Danny's baby was now a player and would take her place. John and his followers were furious. "Danny is dead," they yelled. "Her daughter can't take her place. We want our money." They started moving towards the baby. Sung was terrified, but the guards fired warning shots, making it clear that the game would proceed as planned. They also announced a special dinner for the finalists before the final game. Elsewhere, Tom told the police everything he knew about Cammy, the money, the uniforms, and the games. But the officers didn't believe the part about the games. They noted that hiding cash is common in Korea and decided to call Cammy, as he had no criminal record, unlike Tom, who used to work for Gundo's gang. Junho, looking at his map, located the island where he had been shot. He knew they had to check the surrounding islands. 5 days had passed. They had to find the game before the final round. He asked Cammy about it, but Cammy flatly refused, claiming the Coast Guard patrolled the area frequently. Junho decided to head in another direction. Just then, Cammy received a call from the police, informing him that a man named Tom had broken into his house. Cammy realized Tom and Junho must be suspicious of him. When Junho approached, Cammy made an excuse and quickly left. Tom begged the officers for one phone call. They gave him his phone, and he made a run for it. As the officers chased him, he managed to call Junho. "Cammy is one of them," he yelled. "I found a game mask, uniform, and other stuff at his house." Junho was shocked. The officers caught Tom again. Cammy called his contact and ordered him to kill all the officers on his boat. Their cover was blown. He then pulled out a gun and began picking off the officers one by one. He cornered his wounded boss. "Where is Junho?" he demanded. "Look behind you," the boss replied. From behind, Junho shot Cammy with an arrow, wounding him. "Who are you?" Junho demanded. "Why did you save me?" "I follow the front man's orders," Cammy gasped. "He ordered that no harm should come to you." "Where is the island?" Junho asked. "Even if you find it, you can't do anything," Cammy said, dying. "You have no one left to help you." Junho was devastated. Back at the game, all the players, including the baby, were brought to a lavish VIP dinner. They were given a feast, and the baby was fed milk. Sung was now determined to win the game to save the baby. The VIPs were still confused. The players now had enough money to vote to leave. But In-ho had a plan. I'll tell them rules that will make them think they can easily win the next game, he said. They'll stay. Before the vote, the guards announced a new rule for the final game. The players would have the chance to vote to eliminate 3 of their fellow players. John and his 4 followers were ecstatic. The guards explained that they would decide who to kill, but didn't reveal the nature of the game itself. This was enough for John's group. The voting began. Song, as always, voted to end the game. But the others, including Jack, voted to continue. The game would go on. Everyone enjoyed the feast. The VIPs asked In-ho about the next game, but he refused to tell them, heightening their excitement. Junho tended to his wounded partner, Matt. They realized they were the only ones left. You have to tell me now, Matt said. What are we looking for on that island? My brother is on that island, Junho confessed. If I don't find him this time, I'll never see him again. That's a huge area to search, Matt said. But then Junho noticed the cross Cammy had marked on the map. He realized it must be the main location and decided to focus his search there. May and Chad escaped on a boat. The Black Mask contacted her. You both have to come back, he said. I've found out everything about Chad. I'm not coming back, May replied. I know where Chad's daughter is, the Black Mask threatened. And I know how to kill her. That should be enough to bring you back. May turned the boat around. That night, John and his group decided to eliminate Song, the baby, and Jerry. They would be the last 6, win the game, and split the money. Jack agreed to their plan, and they all toasted to their victory. But Jack was still thinking about his baby, and Song feared what was to come. May returned to the shore. She told Chad to head south and contact the police, as his daughter might be in danger. How do you know about my daughter? Chad asked. May just urged him to go. Chad sped away in the boat, but a tracker on board alerted the Black Mask to his escape. He dispatched his army to kill them both. Song couldn't sleep because of the baby. A guard came and told him the front man wanted to see him. Meanwhile, May had found a secret entrance into the game arena through a fan on a cliffside. Song met with the front man. I have the perfect offer for you, In-ho said. It will keep you and the baby safe. They're all planning to kill you tomorrow. You're the monster who made this baby a player in the game, Song spat. You people don't even spare children for money. I want to save you, In-ho said, offering Song a large knife. Go and kill the other players while they're drunk and asleep. You can win this game. Why are you asking me to do this? Song asked. The front man removed his mask, revealing his face. Song was enraged to see In-ho. He took the knife. Even if you kill me, In-ho said calmly, someone else will take my place. Nothing will change. You'll still have to play the final game against those monsters to save the baby. You can kill them now and survive. If only 2 of you are left, the game can't be played, and I'll let you both go free. Kill them tonight, before they kill you tomorrow. Song left the room. Do you still have faith in people? In-ho called after him. Song walked away without answering. And with that, the incredible episode 4 comes to a close. Episode 5 begins with May making her way back into the arena through the fan vent. Meanwhile, Song returned to the dorm. He thought about killing John. In-ho watched him, remembering when he was a player and Player 001, Il Nam, had made him a similar offer to kill the others to survive. In-ho had taken the offer, killing player after player, and the act had broken him. As Song considered killing John, he saw an apparition of his daughter, Jeong, who said, Mr. Song, don't do this. You're not a bad person, just as she had at the end of Season 1. Song lowered the knife. He didn't kill John or anyone else. Watching this, In-ho was devastated, realizing that Song was stronger than he ever was. Out at sea, Matt and Junho were navigating through a thick fog. In-ho's voice came over the radio, telling Junho to turn back. Why did you let me live? Junho demanded. I won't make that mistake again, In-ho replied. We'll see about that, Junho said. The Black Mask was in his room when May appeared and held him at gunpoint again. Erase all of Chad's records, she ordered. The Black Mask complied, deleting them from behind his back. As May prepared to kill him, since he also knew about Chad, he spoke. There's a record room in the frontman's office. It has the physical, on-paper records of all the players. Only the frontman and I can access it. May spared his life. The next day, the players were led to the final game. Before them stood 3 large, unique pillars. The VIPs watched from above. A lift took the players to the top of the square pillar. The game was announced, Sky Squid Game. The Black Mask and May, after scanning his mask, took a lift up towards the special room. On the way, the Black Mask attacked May. They fought fiercely, the struggle continuing as they reached the room above. He overpowered her. You ran away from Korea, he taunted. I saw that you and Chad used to work at the same fair. Do you love him? If Chad dies, his daughter dies too, May replied. And yet you abandoned your own child to die alone in another country, he sneered. He pulled a knife, but May fought back. Still, he beat her again. I lost someone close to me because I couldn't get a kidney for them, he confessed. That's why I came here. That's why I sell the kidneys. He wounded her, but just then, his colleague informed him that the game was about to start. He activated the live feed and ordered the players to begin. May stumbled towards the lift to get her gun. The Black Mask saw her, but it was too late. She grabbed the gun and shot him dead. The players were told they had to cross all 3 pillars. To move from one pillar to the next, they had to collectively sacrifice one player. They had 30 minutes to make their decisions. Whoever was left on the final tower would win. If they failed to push anyone, they would all be killed. All eyes turned to Song and the baby. Song felt a knot of fear in his stomach. Jerry, deprived of his drugs, was hallucinating. He saw the legendary Thanos. Jerry, my brother, save me, and I'll give you some pills, the vision said. As Jerry approached, Thanos transformed into Malsu, taunting him. The 2 visions called him a coward, and Jerry kicked at the empty air. To start the game, someone had to press a button in the center of the platform. John pressed it. They had 15 minutes to finish the round. John and his group decided to kill the baby. She had taken her mother's place, and her mother was already dead. They voted, and Jack sided with them. The baby is the right choice, he said. But Song won't let her go easily. Let's reconsider in the next round. For this round, we have Jerry as an option, don't we? Everyone looked at Jerry. They voted again and decided to kill Jerry first. But no one wanted to approach him, fearing he might pull them down with him. Jack produced a club from behind his back. The game makers must have provided this for a reason, he said, and walked towards Jerry. Jerry was heartbroken, remembering his lost friend. He imagined his friend reaching out to him, and he took the offered hand. But it was Jack's hand, and in it was the club. Jack struck Jerry, sending him falling to his death. The others were ecstatic. May was searching for the record room. In one room, she found a mannequin of the front man. In another, she found the record room. A bridge opened from the square pillar to the triangle pillar. The players crossed. The VIPs thought either Song or the baby would be next, but they knew Song was unpredictable. The group decided to take the baby from Song and throw her off. Jack again agreed with them, but they were still afraid to confront Song. That baby can't survive on her own even if she wins, one of them argued. Just put her on the iron rail, and we'll kill her. Song refused to hand over the baby. One man approached to intimidate him. I'm not letting this baby go, Song said calmly. But if you kill us both, in the next game, the 5 of you will have to kill one more person, and they will kill you. Time was running out. Song's threat unnerved the man, and he backed down, telling the others to do it. The group started arguing, fearing they would be trapped in the next round. John calmed them down. One player was confident Song would eventually give up the baby to save himself. But Jack had another idea. Rock, paper, scissors. One man lost. He was chosen to lead the attack on Song, with the others backing him up. Meanwhile, guards had cornered Chad and were firing at him. He shot one of them, but then ran out of bullets. As the guards closed in, they were all taken out by a sniper. It was Junho and Matt. They had saved Chad. Back on the pillar, the players linked arms and advanced on Song to take the baby. Come with us, Song, they said. We'll all draw lots to decide who dies. Song didn't trust them. One man lunged for the baby. Song drew a knife and held it to the man's throat. The terrified man blamed the others for the plan. Seizing the opportunity, Jack struck the man with his club, sending him off the pillar. Song was shocked. I'm with you, Jack said. The VIPs were thrilled. Jack and Song were now a team. He's dead now, so we can move on, John said. We'll decide who to kill in the next round. Calm down. But Jack refused. It was 2 against 4. You made our partner die? John accused him. And it was your idea to trap and kill Song and the baby. I just wanted to save my baby, Jack replied. Because I'm her father. Everyone was stunned. The VIPs were losing their minds. This season was full of family drama. Gong and her son, and now Jack and his family. The idea of bringing Song back had paid off handsomely. Then why did you tell us to kill her? John demanded. I wanted to get out of here with Danny, but she didn't trust me, Jack explained. Song remembered seeing them talk. Now, Jack, armed with his club and Song with his knife, wanted to take on the remaining 4. Song still didn't fully trust Jack. I want to save the baby, Jack insisted. John and his men grabbed one of their own and beat him severely. We'll take him to the next round and throw him off, they declared. We'll win, and then we'll split the money with the baby. Song told them to back off. He wouldn't let them cheat and kill the man. He insisted they draw lots fairly. One of the men attacked Song. Jack blocked him with his club. As they went for the baby, Song stabbed one man, and Jack clubbed another off the edge. Song grabbed the baby. Now, only John and one wounded man remained. John begged for his life, offering to split the prize money and even give them his share of the debt money. We'll take all the money after you're dead, Jack said, and struck John with his club, sending him off the pillar. The time was up. The last wounded man looked at them. I won't be the sacrificial lamb between you two, he said, and jumped. Jack was devastated. To end the game, he now had to fight Song. Song realized it too. And with that, this incredible episode comes to an end. Episode 6, Final Episode. In the beginning of this final episode, Junho and Matt found Chad. I'm not one of them, Chad insisted. I was running from them. Matt, who was injured, was skeptical. Junho used Matt's device to check him and confirmed he was a player who had escaped. Where is the island? Junho asked. Chad pointed him in the right direction. Jack and Song, with the baby, were the only ones left. A bridge to the final, circular pillar appeared. Jack walked ahead. Give me the baby and the club, he told Song. You have to go back to the other bridge. If I don't make it to the third pillar, Song replied. Then in the third round, you'll have to kill either yourself or the baby. I know, Jack said. Song realized Jack intended to kill the baby and take all the money. The bridge would close in 5 minutes. The VIPs found Jack's madness fascinating. Upstairs, May found and burned Chad's records in the record room. She also found files on all the guards, including her own. In her file, she found a photo of her family and learned that her husband had been killed trying to save their daughter. The discovery devastated her. In a fit of grief and rage, she burned all the records. Jack was still demanding the baby. If all three of us don't cross the bridge, we all die, Sung said. I don't care, Jack replied. Meanwhile, Junho had called the Coast Guard and was heading to the island alone. Matt and Chad urged him to be careful. Junho told them to get to the island with the Coast Guard as fast as possible. I'll come onto the bridge, Sung told Jack. Then you can kill me and survive with the baby. You want to get on the bridge, kill me, and take all the money, Jack accused him. You've won before. I know you're not that simple. I have a huge debt because I trusted people like you, and they all betrayed me. I promised Danny I wouldn't let anything happen to her baby, Sung said. That's why I'm willing to give my life. As the bridge closed, Sung gave Jack the baby. But then he jumped onto the third pillar, armed with a knife. A final showdown was inevitable. Jack threatened to kill the child. Sung froze. But when Jack moved to strike, Sung fought back. In the struggle, they both fell. Jack clung to Sung's coat, but the fabric tore, and Jack fell to his death. Sung pulled himself up. He had won, again, but the button to end the game hadn't been pressed. One of them still had to die. Sung pressed the button and gently picked up the baby. The rules demanded a sacrifice. Watching from above, May prepared to end her own life. The VIPs expected Sung to kill the baby, but instead, he laid her down, kissed her forehead, and said, "Live a good life." Then he walked to the edge, looked out, and declared, "We are human beings, not horses." And he jumped. His death shook everyone. The baby was now the winner. Inspired by his bravery, May chose to live. Inho, the frontman, triggered a full island evacuation and activated bombs set to go off in 30 minutes. Junho, already inside, saw the countdown begin. Disguised as the Black Mask, May descended in the lift. Inho visited Sung's body, defeated even in victory. Junho entered Inho's room and saw him holding the baby. He asked, "Why did you do this?" But Inho said nothing and disappeared into the lift. The VIPs escaped by helicopter. May and the guards fled by ship. The arenas fell silent, and the island exploded. Junho, watching from a distance, was rescued by the Coast Guard. Later, a mysterious man entered Sung's hotel room and took all the prize money. His identity remains unknown. 6 months passed. May visited a fair where she met Chad and his daughter. "I used to work here," she said. The girl smiled. "My baby's better now." May gave her a candy and walked away, quietly hopeful. Then came the call she had waited for. "I found your daughter. She's in China." May was overwhelmed. Junho bailed Tom out of jail. Tom suggested starting a new business with Sung's money. But Junho told him the money was gone. Only Sung, Junho, and Tom knew about it. Could he still be alive? Tom asked. "Maybe," Junho replied. Back home, Junho found the baby safe and a card declaring her the winner, player 222. Attached was an ATM card. The account held 45.6 billion won. At the airport, the broker reunited S.A. Byok's brother Kong with his mother from North Korea. They embraced. May, heading to China, watched and smiled. Her journey of hope just beginning. In London, Inho visited Sung's daughter, Jeon. "This belonged to your father," he said. She refused at first, but when he left, she opened the box, Sung's tracksuit and ATM card. As Inho drove away, he heard the sound of Dokji. Looking out, he saw an American recruiter, this time played by Kate Blanchett, luring in a new player. The game was starting again. And with that, the story ends. Or perhaps it's just beginning. Let us know your thoughts in the comment box.